Indonesian holidays, they call them tanggal merah, which is red days. And so they mark on the calendar, the date is red. And so they all know that's a holiday. And they usually correspond pretty tightly with the Islamic holidays, but there are also Buddhist holidays and Christian holidays that are celebrated. So they promote religious. They really try to promote religious equality, and that's one thing that I really appreciated. But so some of the interesting Islamic holidays that they celebrate, one of the ones that I really distinctly remember is they celebrate what's called Kenaikan Isa al-Masih, which means that the day that the Prophet Isa rose to heaven. But for Christians, we think of that as the day, 40 days after the resurrection, that Christ ascended to heaven. So they celebrate that as a national holiday, which I thought was really cool. And it always gave us a chance to go out and meet more people because they're not at work. But they celebrate Mother's Day I think it's the day after Christmas. And so they have Christmas and the Mother's Day, one after the other. And one of the most interesting Muslim holidays is Ramadan. And so the whole month, they fast from sunup to sundown. And it's really interesting to see because for the Muslim people, it's their show of their faith. And it's super cool to see because they have this whole month where they're dedicated and they fast. And then you see at the end of that month, they go home and it's called Lebaran. And Lebaran is this holiday where everyone goes home. So the cities are just empty. They're all out in the villages they're going and visiting their parents, their grandparents, and they're staying with them. So it's just a really unique aspect of family that you really don't see much anywhere else. And so Lebaran was a huge holiday. And so often we'd have missionaries who were from Jakarta who were serving in the Central Java, and their family would actually accidentally run into them because they were in their hometown visiting Central Java. And so it's very unique as for the holidays. There's scattered Buddhist holidays. I can't remember much about those. And the other Islamic holidays, they do celebrate various things about different prophets. So the Prophet Muhammad, they celebrate things about him, and they're very mindful of how they celebrate. So I thought that was really interesting. During Ramadan, it's not polite to eat in front of people, and so that was one of my favorite contacting things. Another elder showed me he'd just carry around some peppermints, and he'd say, "Hey, do you want a peppermint?" But we couldn't do that during Ramadan because that was really impolite to say, "Hey, do you want this?" And oh, sorry, you're fasting. But usually we tried our best to be respectful of them during their holidays. We wouldn't eat in front of them. Usually if we got food, we'd take it home and we'd eat it at home, and did our best to help them follow their beliefs, sort of thing. So